What's up, future millionaires? Today in this video, I'm going to show you how I optimize my day for maximum productivity and also share with you my number one secret to increasing my productivity that has just completely changed my life. So if you want to see how I lay out my day to maximize profits and results, stick to the end of this video. Alright guys, so a little bit different style video today. I figured I'd walk you through what the daily life looks like and how I optimize my day for maximum productivity, because as we already know, the people like Bill Gates, Tai Lopez, we all have the same amount of time in a day, but it's somehow that these people were able to become millionaires and billionaires that obviously they're doing something different than us. So I figured what it looks like for somebody that's maybe like one step above your level. Now, people like Tai Lopez, he actually has, believe it or not, people that tell him what to do every single second of the day. It's insane, but you guys don't need to be on that level next. I'm probably like maybe one step above some of you guys watching this video, so I figured I'd share with you what my daily life looks like and give you some of my top pretty much secrets that not really many people talk about. So the number one thing that you got to remember when you're trying to optimize your day is not how you can do more things. You want to think about how you can do less things and more things that are going to generate you more results. Because a lot of you guys are probably wasting tons of time on Instagram and everything like that. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through my daily life here in a second. But a lot of us are wasting our time doing things that don't really matter. So what the number one best thing you can do is, and by the way here, this is my Trello board. Trello is basically a thing where you can organize all your stuff. That's where I have my to-do list and everything like that. So I make my to-do list the night before. Every single night. I always do it the night before, don't do it in the morning. And I always think about, hey, which of these things do I not really have to do, or how can I get rid of some of these things? And one thing you can do is you can have someone on a team. If you have like a long to-do list, you don't want to have a long to-do list. You want to have like 5 things at the maximum, and you want to focus on the things that are going to generate you the most results and the most income. And this is the biggest mistake that I see everybody is starting out at, me personally as well. And believe it or not, guys, you can get people to do the small stuff for you for as little as like $500 a month. If you just hire people that live in other countries that can do the stuff online for you, you don't need to be making like $10,000 a month to be able to hire people to do stuff. That's a misconception that I had at the beginning. So if you want to make a to-do list, hand the to-do list off to somebody else and let yourself focus on the more important tasks in your business. If you have zero money, then get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter, like that doesn't matter as much, like creating your website and stuff like that. Focus on the things that are going to directly generate you income, because those are the most important things first that you need to get narrowed down. And if you have time after that, then you can work on those other things, but focus on the things that are going to generate results first, because if not, you're just going to completely waste your time. Other than that, let's walk you through my day, what it's like. So I got my new desk right there, if you guys didn't notice. It's a standing desk. This is actually something that's increased my productivity a lot, especially helps on sales calls as well. Absolutely love it. By the way, I am moving into a new apartment in about a month and a half, so I'm going to show you guys an apartment tour of that. It's pretty sick. Other than that, I got the all blacked out, but daily life, got the bed right next to the computer, which actually isn't optimal. You want to have your workspace and your bedroom separate, but I just don't have enough rooms right at the moment. But I am going to have a separate office in my new apartment, so that's going to be a good scenario. So wake up right there, pretty simple. Biggest thing that's pretty much the most important thing to your productivity, believe it or not, is getting some better rest. So the amount of rest that you have, and you guys probably know, some days you're probably completely whacked out and you can't do anything, your productivity sucks. I can pretty much guarantee you 90% of the time that's because you didn't get good sleep that night, or you didn't do something right as far as the sleep goes. So the number one thing in starting up your day is just making sure you get enough sleep. And some people will argue with me with that. They'll wake up super early, but do your own research on that. Number one thing for me is getting good sleep, going to the bed at the same time every time, waking up at the same time. And now I don't wake up with an alarm clock or anything. I just kind of wake up when the sun gets up. So other than that, get up out of bed, go to the bathroom. I try not to, it's preferred that you don't pick up your phone when you're about to go to the bathroom. Just like wash my face, get ready, everything like that. Then I go out in the morning into the kitchen, make myself a coffee sometimes. I don't make a coffee every day. It's only one of the days that I feel like I need a coffee. And I'll get out of my fridge like a LaCroix, sparkling water, make myself an ice water. And other than that, I will, like I said, get a coffee sometimes. So once I get that done, pretty much come back to my room, get started on my day, and the first thing I do is open up this Trello board right here, and I think about, and I've actually done this the night before, I think about what are the most important things I need to get done today. If there's only like one thing, two things that I can get done today, what would be the most important things? And I put those first. Sometimes I'll work on those first. Sometimes if I have really fast things that I want to get done and I want to get the momentum rolling, I'll work on those smaller things first so I can get my momentum going. But try not to put off the things that are most important for later in the day. You want to try to get them done as soon as possible. Now from there, what I basically do, put in about 4 hours of work. Now I usually wake up about a little bit 7:30, sometimes like that, and usually I'll start working at 8 o'clock. So what I usually do is work for about 4 hours, then I have my lunch break. Sometimes I'll get that kombucha, I don't know how to pronounce it. What is it? Kombucha? Well, I don't know. You guys will have to tell me, but that's something new that I've been trying out. Shout out to Iman. And by the way, guys, this shirt is somebody mailed this to me when I had like my viral post about dropping out of college. So if you're wondering why the heck I'm wearing the shirt, how I even got this shirt, I don't know if you can even get them. It might be custom made or something like that, but somebody sent it to me through the mail. I think his name is Simon Fraser or something like that. You can look him up on Facebook and maybe ask him or something like that if you want one of these shirts. But other than that, put in about 4 hours of work here. Usually it's some of the most important things. Sometimes I have meetings. It's completely different every day, which I kind of enjoy that it is different. But the biggest thing is trying to minimize as many things as possible and only work on 4 to 5 things your entire day. But after that, pretty much hit the gym. And the reason I do that is to break up my day. So you guys, the thing that I think is really dumb about 9 to 5 jobs is they make you work for so long, so straight. I take probably 10-20 minute breaks every single hour. Sometimes I'll be in the zone and work for like 2 hours straight, which is perfectly fine. But if you want to maximize your productivity, you have to figure out how you can get yourself in the zone. And if you've ever been, to describe like what the zone is like, it's when you pretty much forget what time is. If you can get in that every day, that's when you will really start being productive and you can figure out how to get yourself in that zone. It's crazy when you guys have probably experienced this before. Sometimes it happens in sports, but you forget, like, you have no sense of time anymore. You're completely focused on what you're doing. It's one of the best things that you can do for your business. And that's why it's really important to focus on fewer things, because you're jumping around from thing to thing to thing to thing. You can never actually get that super hardcore focus compared to when you're focusing on one thing. And I also recommend maybe splitting up your days where one day you're maybe like doing content creation, or one day you're doing this task like reaching out to clients. Because if you separate the days like that, you can really get that intense focus on that one thing that you're working on. That's the biggest mistake that people have with their productivity, and even in today's world, is the lack of focus. So think about how you can reduce your lack of focus. And guys, I don't even touch my phone really until about lunchtime comes. So I recommend you could even put your phone in a different room. Sometimes people use their phone for different rooms, but if you're jumping around from Instagram and all these things, you're never gonna get actual work done. So the difference between working from home and actually working at a 9 to 5 job, the things that you're doing here actually matter. So you can't just slack off and maybe get 1 or 2 things done. And the other thing is too, is I kind of figured out that most people can only actually get about 4 hours of really thoughtful work in per day. And you might try to argue with me, but I can guarantee you none of you guys are actually putting in 8 solid hours of work every day. You're probably maybe putting in 1 or 2 max. And be honest with yourself, sometimes people will even put, and this goes for myself too, some days I'll get 0 hours of like actually productive work that I'm in the zone. And you just have to really train your brain to and make it a habit to get into those zones. And the way you can do that is just by forcing yourself to do things by certain time periods, or forcing yourself only to do this one thing, cutting out all the distraction, getting your phone out of the room, just only not allowing yourself to do anything for the rest of the day until you get this task done. And that's some of the ways that I'll trick my mind. I'll force myself to I'm not going to eat lunch until I get this task done. I'm not going to be able to finish my day until this task is done. I'm not going to be able to play Fortnite until this task is done. I'm not going to be able to watch TV until this task is done, or something like that. Because if you do that, you will force yourself to be able to, like, there's no other option for you to do than the actual task that you want done. So that's one of the huge things that's been able to help me. But as far as that goes, usually sometimes I'll take like a 10-minute break every hour. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll always take a lunch break though. That's pretty key. And one thing I'll do as well is I'll go to the gym in the middle of the day because it breaks up my day, because it's hard. You can't really work for 8 hours straight and be super mentally focused. It's too much. It's too long term of a time. So I like to get that 1 hour, 2 hour, 1.5 hour break, and then I have lunch as well. And another big thing in the morning that I didn't mention, I do intermittent fasting. So being in that fasted state where you don't have your body digesting all this food, it allows you to stay much more focused. And that's why I drink like the sparkling water and stuff like that, because it gets rid of your appetite a little bit, and it still has like kind of fills up your stomach, gets you a lot of water in your system. The intermittent fasting is one of the number one things that's helped me increase my productivity. Splitting up your day as far as the gym goes, I like to go to the gym about noon because it really splits out my day. It gets that exercise. That exercise just changes my body state, and it changes my mind state, and allows me to kind of like recharge in a way. And then I can go into the afternoon feeling a little bit more refreshed, and I can still get in a couple more hours of really solid work if I optimize my day just right. So that pretty much sums up my day. Other than that, once I get done working, usually I'll do it 4 or 5. Now, I wouldn't recommend ending your day on a certain time every day. Now, it's up to you, but I kind of more so recommend ending your day on getting certain tasks done, because it's not about the time that you spend on things. It's not about working 8 hours a day. It's about getting the tasks done. So if you get the task done in a shorter amount of time than 8 hours, you shouldn't punish yourself and make yourself work longer. Now, it's about the things that matter. It's not about the amount of time that you work whatsoever in business, and that's the mistake that a lot of us make, because we are used to getting like paid hourly and stuff like that. But it's not about the time that you put in, it's about the results that you get out. So don't force yourself to work a certain amount of times per day. Maybe just set some things that you're going to get done for the day, and if you get done early because you worked really hard that day, like let that be your reward, and that you should be rewarded for that kind of stuff. And eventually, like pretty much my goal is to get everything done by 12 o'clock noon every day, and just enjoy the rest of my day for like every single day. That's my eventual end goal. But for right now, I still put in that extra work because I'm trying to grow my business. But once I'm ready to maintain it, that's my goal. Pretty much work 4 hours a day, every single day, really solid work in the morning, be done by lunchtime, and just straight up enjoy the rest of my day. So that's my goal. As far as the nighttime routine, that's a really big key too to the productivity. Almost done here, but nighttime routine, let me show you guys. I make myself like this special tea that's calming, and you need to have a nighttime routine, because if you don't get good sleep and you're like dreaming all night and you're waking up in the middle of the night, you're never going to be productive. So I drink this stuff. It's called like Calm. You can just drink like any tea, just something you always do as a habit every night to get your body in the mood of like actually going to sleep. Turn off all the screens like at least an hour before bed. Just don't watch anything. Like you can read a book, you can like do meditation, you can try something new. Maybe you could like practice dancing, just anything that doesn't involve like looking at screens and stuff like that, because that will make you have a bunch of dreams, and your mind will just be out of whack the whole entire time. You'll still be awake in your sleep. You need to get that really genuine deep sleep if you want to make your days really productive, because your mind needs rest when you're working it so hard. So you really have to do that routine. All the screens off an hour before bed. I have that tea to get my body in the mood, and then I also got this like diffuser thing here with lavender in it, because you get that not only but like the taste. That's why it's good to have the separate room with the bed in it too. So I've got that taste as far as the tea is concerned, and I've got the smell going with the lavender diffuser. Then my body automatically knows it's time to go to sleep, because I do the same thing every single day, and by the end of the hour I'm super wound down and I'm able to sleep really thoroughly. So the screens is the number one thing that I see a lot of people mistake. They'll just lay in bed and I did this before in the past too, lay in bed until and then just shut the screen off at the last second. Trust me, you don't want to do that if you want to actually get really good sleep. That's the reason a lot of you guys, even though you maybe sleep enough, you'll still be tired the whole day, and so now you kind of know that reason. But other than that, I'll end the video there. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one little bit of a new style video. If you like this kind of content, you want to learn more about just making money online, Facebook ads, growing an online business, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also comment down below if you guys have any questions as far as the productivity is concerned, or if I missed something at all. Another thing I'm really wondering about is what videos do you guys want to see? So let me know in the comments. Other than that, hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you like more content like this, like I said, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications because YouTube doesn't like to show you videos. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day and implement this today. And I promise you, you'll see some amazing changes in a week's time. Good rest of your day, guys. Go out and kill it. See you in the next one. Quick clip I figured I'd throw in. This is my Trello board. Just zoomed in a little bit, just to give you guys an outline of how I organize all of this. So I focus on what are my goals and what businesses I'm focused on right now. And you want to try to make your businesses that you're focused on as little as possible. Really, all my businesses are super combined. So really, these are all kind of mesh into one. But you really want to focus on one business at a time. Extremely hard. These are just kind of topics within my business, even though it all revolves around the same business, which is my agency. But other than that, the reason we have our goals on here and the things that you're focused on is because that's what you need to look at every single day to kind of narrow down. Because if you're just doing all these random things that don't actually meet what your goals are, you're never going to reach your goals. So you need to always know what your goals are and where you want to be so that you can be able to pretty much break that down into a daily basis, how you can get to your goals step by step. So like one of my goals here is building my YouTube channel. And as you can see here, I'm recording videos today. And this is pretty much the main thing that I'm doing today is recording these videos. And as you can see, that kind of fits into how I've optimized
I work
it.
hard every motherfucking day. I work hard.